7-4 Ingles Drever, 9-2 Sadler's Wings, 9-2 also very optimistic. Late support for that. It's 11's Bar.
The Roar sends them on their way for the first race of day 2 of the festival, and Grey Report is the early leader, 2 or 3 lengths clear, clearing flight number 1. They're all safely over. English Drever is held up 1 from last in the early stages, and Sadler's Wings is last of all. And it's Grey Report building a useful advantage. Comply or Die is on the outside, handy too, with King Solomon, the grey in the light blue jacket. Then Cinderpore up the inside of Champagne Harry. And these are followed then by Fontanese in the blue cap. Wider out of these then is Fundamentalist on the wide outside of Yardbird, and Ross River towards the inside, another of the greys, as Grey Report leads them round the far turn, just about the furthest point away from the stand. Sadler's Wings being left right out the back at the moment, about 3 or 4 lengths behind the nearest horse. Ammonius is 1 from last, and it's Grey Report that leads then as they make the bottom turn from King Solomon in second. Comply or Die is next, wide of Cinderpore. Then Big Moment on the inside of Fontanese. Champagne Harry is wide then of Very Optimistic, with Ross River round the inside. Fundamentalist is a little bit wider as now they head towards the next flight. This is flight number 3, and over it Grey Report leads there. And in the rear, Sadler's Wings just jumping it a little bit big in last place, as Grey Report holds an 8 or 10 length advantage over King Solomon. Cinderpore on the inside, followed through by Big Moment. Then Fontanese. Comply or Die is wide then of Champagne Harry. Out deep in a yellow cap is Fundamentalist of Tighten Your Belt. And then Ross River back towards the inside of runners. Yardbird is next. English Drever still held up together at the back with Sadler's Wings, and Ammonius possibly just about the back marker now. Very Optimistic buried in the midfield as Grey Report clears the next. Grey Report safely over then, about a 10-length leader, passing the packed stands here and enclosures, clear of King Solomon in second. Cinderpore is third. Big Moment is fourth, next on the inside of Comply or Die. And these are followed by Champagne Harry. Next on the outside is Fundamentalist of Fontanese. Then Tighten Your Belt and Ross River and English Drever, who's wide out of trouble from Very Optimistic. Next on the inner is Sadler's Wings, who's passed a couple. Ammonius and Yardbird are the back pair. Into the back straight then, English Drever having gone off the clear market leader here, and Grey Report coming right back to the pack as now they run into the back straight. Grey Report from King Solomon, and then Cinderpore very handy in the striped jacket, the blue and yellow stripes, with Comply or Die on his outside as they clear this one. They land safely with Yardbird, the back marker. Continuing along the back straight, there's another flight of hurdles, and then they turn left-handed going up the hill. Grey Report from Cinderpore, King Solomon. Moving up on the inside now is Big Moment. Then Comply or Die. Out wide is then Champagne Harry and Fundamentalist as they approach the next flight. Bunching up front, Grey Report over there in front. Cinderpore seem to hit that flight pretty hard as they bunch towards the top turn. Grey Report from Cinderpore and King Solomon. Fundamentalist has improved out wide. Big Moment on the inside then from Comply or Die. English Drever in the beige jacket on the outside in the leading 7 or 8 now, a bit shielded at this point and forced a bit wide jumping that flight. Very Optimistic is in behind these from Tighten Your Belt, with the grey Ross River looking for a run round the inside. Wings is just latching onto the back of the leading group, and then behind these Ammonius, King Solomon weakening, and Fontanese. Top of the hill then with 3 flights left to jump, and still Grey Report the leader then on the descent. Grey Report, Fundamentalist has moved up well though, and then on the outside Tighten Your Belt with a promising run. English Drever is wide of these now joining in. They're followed by Big Moment. Sadler's Wings into about 6th place, the purple and yellow jacket from Comply or Die over the third last. Grey Report with a slender advantage there to Fundamentalist. Then on the outside is English Drever. Behind these is Big Moment. Sadler's Wings. Then back on the outside to Tighten Your Belt down towards the second last. Grey Report is joined by Fundamentalist and English Drever. Who will rise first? Grey Report in a bit of a hash, and Fundamentalist has every chance on the outside. English Drever comes under pressure. Big Moment on the inside. Out wide Sadler's Wings, but it's the big horse Fundamentalist that strikes on rounding the final turn from long two-time leader, Grey Report. One flight to jump. English Streaver is third, then Big Moment. At the last, Fundamentalist. Oh, he made a right hatch of it, but he lands 2 lengths clear. English Streaver's running on, gamely on the outside. Then Grey Report weakening. Up the hill, Fundamentalist by 2 lengths. English Streaver's trying hard to bridge the gap. Closing slowly but surely as they race into the final 50. Fundamentalist all out. Fundamentalist holds on from Streaver. In third is Grey Report. Comply or Die was running on well in fourth. Then Sadler's Wings and Big Moment from Tighten Your Belt. Next was Very Optimistic. Behind these Champagne Harry, Ammonius and Ross River, and then King Solomon, Singapore well beaten, Fontanese and Yardbird completely tailed off.
For that 14s just at this stage. Fundamentalist returns the 12-1. Belice is inexperienced under Carl Llewellyn. This 3-time Irish point-to-point winner wins by half a length from Ingles Drever, the 7-4 favourite. And Grey Report ran his heart out in third at 25-1.